Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy, the DoorDash Revolution, once again with rack 'em up, stack 'em up, rack 'em up, stack 'em up again. I hope you delivery drivers are making plenty of money out there today, doing a slow week. It's definitely slow in my market, and we're going to go ahead and proceed on with this here. I wasn't able to get the thumbnail put on it. I'll be putting that thumbnail in after the broadcast. What I want to talk about is Grubhub Partner Program. Grubhub Driver Recognition and Rewards Program. Are you a Grubhub driver looking to maximize your earnings? Grubhub's Driver Level Program is a game changer, but what exactly happens on how you can benefit from it? In today's video, we will dive into the deeper details of Grubhub Driver Level Program, including how it works, the different levels, and the perks that comes with each level. Whether you a new driver or a seasoned pro, this video will give you the information you need to take your Grubhub driving expertise to the next level. So what are you waiting for? Watch and start earning more with Grubhub. Well, first of all, we want to talk about driver's level. Your delivery status determine your driver level. Higher levels unlock opportunities or access to flexible scheduling and priority for catering offers, which can mean higher earnings with stellar delivery stats. How to understand that your driver stats will impact your experience is an important part of making the most of your time on the road. A difference between making $100 in 2 to 4 hours versus 8 to 10 hours. Drivers could make that amount. But there has been a shift in this season. There has been a shift this year on the Grubhub app. The shift from high volume offers to low supply and demand. Yes, customers also tipping less. So let's go ahead and talk about the deliveries determined by your stats. Your three driver stats, Partner, Pro, and Premier, are made up by your offer commitment rate, which is OCR, on time arrival at the merchant, which is OTM, and schedule commitment rate, which is SCR. New delivery partners receive a level once you complete 20 deliveries and have an active history in all those stats categories. What I want to show with you right now is I want to go to the driver app. I took screenshots of the driver app. I want to start here. If you want to find out more about how to look at your stats, how to understand your stats, first you have to go, make sure I blow this up big enough, right there. Go right there. All right, at the bottom of the screen, you're going to tap account. And when you tap account, it's going to take you to the Grubhub driver account. It's going to be a little flare, a little reflection coming off this glass here. As you can tell, you see that I'm a pro driver at a pro level status. High pro driver, track your progress by checking out your stats, program level, and rewards. You can hit this button here that says view my stats. And then when you hit that button there, it's going to take you to this screen. Okay. As you can see it, let me expand it a little bit so you can really see it. Let's see. There we go right there. And I'm going to go up with it. All right, where you saw under pro level, under my picture icon, you see a rating there. That is an update. Now Grubhub have implemented customer feedback rating. The restaurant can rate you and the customer can rate you. And if you happen to tap on view ratings, you will see how much the ratings are. Let's see, can I find the example for you? Let's see. As you see this blowed up on this picture here, you can see it. Okay. Okay. All right. Driver ratings 4.8. It will give you a review breakdown on how many 5 stars you have, how many 4 stars, 2 stars, and 1 star. It will give you a breakdown on this. Self-explanatory. I hope you can kind of see it right there. Self-explanatory how that goes. Now we have a way of knowing what our customer is rating us, whether it's from the restaurant or it's from the customer. Now back to this screen that shows your offer commitment, your on time after arrival of the merchant, and schedule commitment. Go ahead and tap. If you're a Grubhub driver, you can tap this right here, offer commitment. And when you tap that, you will see, I didn't get it all on here. You will see what your ratings are for offer commitment. I'm gonna give you an example. Since it looks like it didn't go through on this side of the app, I may have to refresh it. Yeah, I may have to refresh the app here. Let's see. Let's refresh and see did it go through. If it did go through, we're gonna talk about it. All right, let's see. We have it here. We got Premiere. That's all it's showing right now. Let's see. We can use that for an example, for a starting point. Evidently, it didn't show all of it. We back here. Because when you tap this, we're gonna go to Premiere. When you tap that button there, which offer screen is that? Hold on. That's crazy. Okay, we on the on time arrival at the merchant. So when you tap on time arrival at the merchant, I'm gonna use that for an example. This is what you're gonna see. I'm gonna blow it up so you can see a better view of it. It's gonna show that right there. We're gonna talk about the on time arrival at the merchant. This is a very important rating for drivers. This rating right here can make or break the driver or driver partner, whatever tier level you're at, on how much money you will make versus how much money you will not make. You see that I have an 84%, right? And it shows it right here that on time arrival rate for the last 14 days, and it shows each category: partner, pro, premier. Partner level, anything that's 70% and below, you are a partner. Pro level, 70% and above. We're going to break that down even better. 70% to 79%, you are at a pro level. Premier, 80% to 100 is premier status for on time arrival. On time arrival rate is based on how promptly you arrive at the merchant to pick up an order. Tips for success: head out as soon as you can to accept an offer so it doesn't get reassigned. The closer your arrival time is to the arrive by time on your map, the higher your stats will be. Let me break that down for a minute. It says closer to the arrival time is to arrive by the time that's on that map. It's better that you arrive before that time, because if you arrive exactly on that time, that shows that you're supposed to be at that restaurant, your rating's not going to go up. But if you there before that time that's in the app, your ratings will go up. I usually be anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes early on the on time arrival. That's how I build my ratings up. I have also noticed that when you're there early, then the on time arrival setting for that time you're supposed to be there, the faster you go in there, the order already ready, the faster you get it to the drop off location or destination, the faster you get offers. But you got to be on a scheduled block. Now, a month ago, you could still do that without being on a scheduled block. Look like something is changing in the Grubhub app. Something is changing as far as the updates on the app. I lost myself. There I am right there. Let's see. I was trying to. I hate when I got it in this position because everything, the functionalities and the keys not working the way I want them to work. So I can't actually see you guys unless I go here. I want to see if there's any comments right now. And I'm going to turn the volume down in case that it may cause feedback. I'm going to turn it down to prevent any feedback from going through. I'm going to look on my other device at this moment, and I'm going to look at the comment section. Live chat, okay. So we don't have anybody in the live chat. I know why too, because I got it in subscribe mode. Important information that I will be putting out for the viewers to see, and I have it in subscribe mode, is because I'm trying to get that information out there. People that's listening to the information, that want that valuable information, they can be able to get that valuable information without any disruptions or any distractions, so they can get that information. That's why I put it in subscribe mode the way I did it today. Last time I had it open, we still was able to get the information out. We had people, viewers, to be able to share their perspectives and their opinions. Is the reason why I'm doing this video today about the Grubhub Driver Partner Program. How imperative it is and how important it is to understand the rules to the game. Being able to understand the rules to the game is just half of the story. The other half, you have to be able to make your decisions on where you want to go, be able to make a decision on what you see on the driver app, being able to make decisions on your historical data. We will not talk about those things in today's video. What we want to address is how important and how imperative it is to be on these levels. And understanding that level will help you be able to maximize your earnings. So let me go ahead and do this right here. I'm gonna refresh my screen to see will it pull up. It didn't pull up on here. I really did need it to pull up. So the only example I can show you, because I wanted to show you the Premier, I want to also show the Pro and the partner level and give you a breakdown. Let me see, can I pull it up another kind of way here? Okay, we might can do it like this. We did the Premier. We're gonna do the Premier again. Now you're gonna see a better view of it. I need to switch this. Okay, I hope I'm still there. Alright, look like we done lost. We still here so far. Okay, let me try that. Try that again. It's not letting me get to where I want to be on here. Wow, that's crazy. There we go. There we go. And I hate this here. There we go. Mine is jumping all over the place. Alright, there we go. Pull that back a little bit. It's going to be a little. There we go. Right there, you can see it. As you see Premier, you see a gold star there. Gold star. Premier delivery drivers can gain first access to scheduled blocks on Thursdays, exclusive access to automated scheduling, priority for large and catering orders, and the highest value rewards of all delivery partners. As you see, to become a Premier level driver, Premier Gold Star driver, the offer commitment have to be 95 and above your OCR. Your on-time arrival at the merchant had to be above 80%. Your schedule commitment rate above 95%. To become a premier partner driver with your gold star. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the pro level, which is your silver star driver, or Grubhub partner pro driver. Let's pull it up a little bit so you can see it. I'm going to pull it about right here. Try, there it is right there so you can see it. It's going to be a little blur. There we go. We got the focus in right there. All right, we're going to talk about this right here. Pro delivery partners gain early access to scheduled blocks on Fridays. Premieres on Thursdays, 10:30 a.m. I know here Central Standard Time. They're going to give me a notification, let me know as a Premier driver. I can go ahead and start picking my schedule. Pro driver on Fridays. In this market here, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. They're going to send a notification, let me know I can start my scheduling for next week in the up and coming week. All right. What percentage do I need to have to become a pro driver? I'm going to blow the screen up a little bit so you can see it. I also have this in the community post as well. You saw the gold star, now you're seeing the silver star. All right, we got to blow it up where you can see that real good. Your offer commitment rate It was something I forgot to explain. I'm getting ready to explain it now. Now, DoorDash have an acceptance rate and they have a completion rate, two separate rates. The offer commitment rate is equivalent to the DoorDash acceptance rate, except for with Grubhub, the acceptance rate and your completion rate is combined. If you reject the order, which means that you decline the offer, and if you decline the offer, you're going to get charged 1% of your rating right there. Now, if you accept the offer and you turn around and decide once you get to the restaurant, you've been there too long and it's holding you up, you unassign that offer, you're going to get hit also. You can get hit on accepting the offer and you're on the accepting rate as far as when I'm just going to reject it. I'm going to decline. You're going to get hit just like that. Now, if you accept the offer and you unassign it, you're going to get hit for that. You will have to accept the offer and complete the offer in order to increase your rating. The offer commitment rate, which you can say is the acceptance rate and completion rate combined in one on Grubhub. So keep that in mind when you accept the offer and you decide to unassign off. I know 3 months ago, if you unassign that offer, you got hit 5 points off of that offer percentage rate. But they tweaking it right now, so they may change that to a smaller percentage. But I know you get hit a lot harder. Past experience when you unassign that offer versus you decline that offer for the offer commitment rate, acceptance rate in DoorDash drivers mind. All right, the on-time arrival at the merchant. You don't get rated for the drop-off to your destination. You get rated for on-time arrival at the merchant. And you see it right there. Now, for the pro status or pro level, to be able to get to the pro level, these are the numbers you're going to have. You would have to have 80% on your offer commitment rate to I want to say, yeah, 80%. Now, on your on time arrival to the merchant, you got to have above 70 to 79. Because once you reach 80 on your own time arrival at the merchant, you're going to become pro. But between 70 to 79, that's pro. 80% premier. Okay, schedule commitment for pro. 80%. So with premier, you have to be at 95% to become premier and above on scheduled commitments. So from 80% to 94% qualifies you for pro level driver, silver star driver. Okay. Now we're going to talk about partner level driver, which is the lowest tier out of the three. My experience Being the partner level driver, it was hard getting on blocks. We're going to talk about that right now. Your stats are updated in real time, and you can see the breakdown of your activity on your account tab, which I showed earlier in this video. After the beginning of your journey as an entry driver, you move up to at least a partner status once you hit 20 deliveries. This information is for new and beginning drivers right here, so they can understand how they can build a status up. With access to scheduled blocks for next week on Saturdays. So Premier Driver get a notification on Thursdays that they can schedule. They get to see first access to the schedule. Pro drivers, they get a chance to get second access to see what's left on the schedule. Theirs are on Friday. Partner, Saturday, you get the scraps, what's left over. You know, the leftovers, the orders that the Premier Driver, the blocks that the Premier Driver didn't want, blocks that the Pro Driver didn't want. So you left with the scraps. So if you don't want to be in the scrapyard on this platform, I suggest to you that you start being on scheduled blocks and build your ratings up. Now, for partner, we're gonna blow this up. You have a bronze star. Okay. Here's the ratings right here. I'm gonna blow it up so you can see it better. There you go, right there. You got a better view. Even though this camera kind of like a mirror image when you're looking at it, so it might be looking backwards to you. Looking at it on the screen here. All right. Offer commitment, anything that's under 80%, you will be a partner driver on the offer commitment rate, which is your acceptance rating and completion rating combined. On time arrival at the merchant rate, under 70% is going to put you in the partner status, in the scrapyard position, or the scrapyard situation, or the scrapyard circumstances, the where you won't be maximizing your earnings to make a profit. You'll be making money, but it's going to be like nickel and dime type money. All right, scheduled commitment rate, less than 80% is going to put you in the scrapyard. I have more information that I want to talk about my experience. I won't do in this episode. It's going to be an up and coming episode about the partner program. I wasn't able, I know this is what I'm going to do. If I can see it, it's going to look like this, but that's going to be part two. Let's see, can it pop up? There we go. This is going to be the thumbnail. Grubhub partner program, gold, silver, bronze. We talked about that. We wanted to deal with the fundamentals of how to understand this program level. It's still up to you to do your own research, own investigation. You know, get out here in these streets, know which zones in your region is more profitable versus certain zones. Certain zones you might not be able to make no more than $10 to $12 an hour. Where another zone you might be able to make $15 to $17 an hour. And another zone you might be able to make $17 to $20 an hour. It's up to you to find out where you can maximize your earnings in your market, in areas where you may not be able to maximize your earnings, which means your earnings may be minimized in that particular zone or hotspot in that region. So you won't find it out just working in one hotspot or one zone. You would have to go throughout your city. You would have to do research. You would have to target your marketplaces. Okay. You got to know where to position yourself at the right location. You got to look at your historical data, see where you're making your mistakes at. There's going to be a lot of powerful information in your historical data that's going to reveal to you why you're losing money, why you're not maximizing your earnings. We will not discuss that in today's episode, but I will throw it out there as a highlight moment to think about when you're out here in these streets. Reverse orders, long distance orders. What's the difference between the two? Okay, reverse orders can be long distance orders, but more miles versus the dollar amount. Now, if you stack in your apps, that's in another episode. Plus, I already got videos talk about this thing. That where you may take a reverse order and go in that area so you can utilize another app that's going to maximize your earning. Where it may be a disadvantage on Grubhub to go from here to Fraser, but you know at that duration of time, you can jump on Uber Eats and you're going to be banging. All right, we will be doing the episode explaining how I stack my apps. This is what a lot of veteran drivers have learned how to do. Areas where it's weak at on one app where you're not making money, you can make it on another app, maximize your earnings. We will be breaking that down and give you a breakdown analysis in the up and coming videos. So it's very important that I need to put this out here for beginners and also for veteran drivers that say they can't make money on Grubhub. Grubhub is doing updates, they're doing changes. So if after every update there's a glitch, and every glitch there's an update. I've said it so many times when I was doing DoorDash. We will also be going to Grubhub merchants, providing you information from them about how drivers can maximize their earnings, where to go and where not to go, and what to be aware of these restaurants. Okay, your zip codes are very important. We talked about that in one of my videos. I may put it in the description, or I may put it on the Instagram. All right, so you can be able to use that information. I use a lot of my DoorDash techniques and strategies on not just on my Grubhub app, but other apps that I use. I learned so much from each one of them apps. They show me how I can maximize my earnings on another app where I might not be making money on Grubhub, but it showed me in an area where I can utilize another app. I can make money there in that zone. All right, it's about decision making, ladies and gentlemen. It's about changing your mindset to a different style of making your money on these apps. I would love to make $100 in 2 hours and go to another app. You will know if you're going to make $200 a day, $300 a day on this information I'm getting ready to give you right now. How long did it take you to make $100? Going to determine how long it's going to take you to make $200 or make $300 in that day. If you make $200 in 2 hours, you know this app is dead the remainder of the day, but you know you can get on another app and make $100 in 3 hours, and then another app you might can make $100 in another 2 hours. All right, you made your 300 for the day. How fast you can make $100 Going to determine if you're able to make $200 or $300 on any given day. It's just as simple as that. If you can't make $100 within the 4-hour range, it's getting ready to be a long day for you. I know what I'm talking about. See, it's going to be a very long day and night for you. There's times I made it in 2 hours. There's times I made it in 4 hours. There's times it took 8 hours to make $100. Once again, it's very imperative to know this here. How long did it take you to make $100? It's going to determine what type of money you're going to make in that day. I like for drivers to make their money fast. What you mean fast? You make that $100 fast. 2 to 4 hours. Okay. In between that range there, depending on what market you're in, you may be in a super metro market. You may be in a super saturated market. Super saturated market with low supply and demand. You're going to squeeze as much as you can. Once you see that the water and the well done ran dry in that marketplace there, you got to go to another marketplace. It's just like when you traveling to go home. Always have more than one way to go home and more than one way to exit from your home. Same way with this here, ladies and gentlemen. You got to have more than one way to make your money. And what I mean by this is you got to have more than one zone or target area to make your money. You better have several different target areas to make your money. Multi-appers, you already know where I'm going with this here. Stacking your apps. You juggling your apps and you got 10 of them on all at the same time. All 9 of them shows that you only had active hours of 2 hours. 10 hours of total time doing something wrong. Okay. You could get away with it during the pandemic. Pandemic days and the era is over with. That technique not going to work for a lot of drivers now. Majority of those drivers not going to be able to make that kind of money juggling apps now. Now, super metro markets, tier 1 and tier 0 markets, where you get the tier 0 from? It's just like when you play Yu-Gi-Oh! You had them different cards and decks. One deck is a tier 0, one is a tier 1. Both of them is the best out of all the decks of the game itself. And you want to be in that area so you can be on championship level. So you want to be on championship level to maximize your earnings, to make a profit. You may have to be in those markets, tier 0 and tier 1. I talked to a driver today about tier 1 markets. And he talks to me a whole lot about how he's able to stack his apps and do well, do very well. You know, he shares the information that I got the highest rating on this app. I got the highest rating on that app. I got the highest rating. He got the highest rating on all his apps he's working on. That's how you maximize your earnings, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, he got other things going on that I'm not going to reveal in this video. So I said enough right there. Information that should get your mind to thinking. Get your mind to thinking. It's very important, ladies and gentlemen. We just scratched the surface with the fundamentals. I'm not going to give you all the sauce, but I said enough right there that should get you to thinking about how you need to do it in your market. Light bulbs should come on, and you might discover, look at here. I'm going to give you an example. I used to make good money over there in Germantown and Collierville on Grubhub. There's no need of going over there because there's no money over there for me on the app that I'm on. So I got to go in another area where I know I can make money versus going to a market is already low supply and demand, super saturated over there. It's only a handful of orders. 100 drivers, only a handful of orders. Everybody not gonna make no money over there. And sometimes it be like that on all three apps. Even when you put them together, some drivers having a hard time making $100 in a day over there. Too many drivers over there. That's the problem. It's a low supply and demand at a certain duration of time. So why is you sitting there catfishing for fish that's not biting? You losing money, you're not making it. So if you're a multi-apper, you're gonna have to find out what your best apps are. 5 categories. If you got 15 of them, 5 categories. Put them in 5 categories. 3 apps per category. The 3 best apps per category. Those 3 best apps per category. Make sure you have your highest ratings on those apps. Because those apps are your money maker. Why wouldn't you have the highest ratings on your money making apps? Use your common sense, people. Use your common sense. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to go. I'll look at the live chat later. But we gave you just the fundamentals of the Grubhub Partner Program. I will be putting a lot of information in the description. When you go back to the replay, be sure to look at that powerful information. I will be putting videos in the end screen. I will be reviewing this video and I will see the replay of this video as I'm editing things in my metadata. Provide the information for you. You got to know where those areas are, where you can make your most money by the buck. Whether you're doing it dollar per order, dollar per mile, dollar per hour. I said combine all 3 of them and you can maximize your earnings and make a profit. All about your decision making. All about your decision making, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you. We're finna get ready and go. I thought I needed to put out this powerful information here, even though it's the fundamentals on Grubhub. I know people got questions about it, about the updates that's happening right now. The closings of restaurants is affecting the market. People going on vacation. Low supply and demand. Where do you go to make the most for your buck when you're out there on those streets? Peace. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you in the next video.